What is up? It is your boy, Joey F. and Stones, the champ of champs, and that guy over that way.
doing
Garrett,
punchies, doing
no,
punchies.
no Todd tonight. He had some familial emergency pop up. Drew, we're still figuring out a way to bring Drew back. His current work schedule is not cohesive, but we will figure something out at some point. Um, we got SmackDown, which was dope. We got Raw, which is pretty dope. And we have WrestlePalooza coming up. Garrett, lead us in.
SmackDown. I mean, is there anything more important than Brock Lesnar ripping his pants, F5ing
I mean, it was.
F5ing Ron Cena? Is there
I,
is there anything more important that happened between Friday and Monday than this?
so I have to say, watching that was pretty glorious.
It was
Like,
it was pretty
it was a
awesome.
great way to open the show. It was great way to bring back the whole Ron Cena
I
kind of
love it.
gimmick. The whole thing is awesome. And
Uh,
then Brock breaking character and kind of like, fuck it.
it- I mean, he knows what to do. Something happens, point it out and steer into it. He looked at the crowd and said, "You see me rip my pants? Like steer into it." Very smart. Good way to start. We had the U.S. Open Challenge, which
Yeah.
I love that they're bringing it back. Sami Zayn versus Ray Phoenix. Sammy kept it, of course.
Yo, how about that fucking match though?
Dude, I mean, first off, if you think you're not going to see a good match between Ray Phoenix and Sami Zayn, you're just crazy. If you're, it's like I bet those two could not even plan the match, and they would go out there and put on a banger. Let's be
Dude,
honest.
it was awesome.
Um, beef. It was BFAB and Julia, but match didn't even go underway. They, just a beat down, of course. We had the women's championship with Tiffy Time versus Jade Cargill. If you thought you were going to get a championship win out of this, you were crazy because you just have to know the ebb and flow of what they're doing. They were not going to change hands here.
No, it's
Uh,
not with
Absolutely not.
WrestlePalooza coming up.
No, not. It's unless things were going to get billed way bigger, and this has been going on like for a long, long time. But there's been a break in between. It just wasn't going to happen. Nia Jax was out there. It's just all a bunch of other stuff like that. And then we had Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, and McIntyre pinned Orton, and we'll get to more McIntyre stuff later on when we you know when we have to do the WrestlePalooza card.
Okay, so before we get into the WrestlePalooza card, so
Well, I'm
this is
sure you
the
want to do
first.
Raw, right?
Right. But before we get into it, I just want to bring something up. I had a conversation with Logan today because anybody didn't know, my oldest first scrimmage of the year breaks his arm. He's out for the whole football season. So he
That
was follow up
that
this
sucks. Is
morning.
he doing physically all right? I'm sure he's emotionally torn up being his age and then being not able to play.
Well, so here's the big thing. Like we didn't know if he was going to have surgery because where he broke it, it was his arm bone, but it was the tip of his arm bone that goes into your shoulder. So they've had him in a weighted cast since last Thursday, and he had his follow up appointment this morning. Okay,
Okay.
and they redid X-rays. They were hoping, being in a weighted cast, it kind of holding down that it would kind of put that back in place, and they wouldn't have to go in there and surgically repair it. Thankfully, everything's good. He'll have the cast off in 3 to 4 weeks, and he'll be fine.
Good.
But so we're driving, and Logan's talking how like he wants to get back into it, like because he's asking me questions and everything else. And he made a really funny comment because he's like, "Yeah, I remember when I started watching, and I got you back into start watching again." And he's like, like Seth was still like pretty fresh. Roman was like the new guy. Braun Strowman was part of the Wyatt Six, Bray Wyatt, and everything else. And he's talking about Shinsuke, like he loves Shinsuke. He loved AJ when AJ debuted and all this stuff. And he looks at me in the most 14-year-old way and goes, "That was my childhood, Dad." And I'm like, yeah, I guess if you're
get out 14, of the car,
like, that was your childhood. Like, I guess it was only like 7 years ago, but like, okay. But it got me thinking, like, those are his Stone Colds, the Undertakers, the Rocks, like, and it's weird to like see him and talk to him. Like he goes, yeah, you think like Seth and Roman and Ambrose, they're all going to be in the Hall of Fame? I'm like, absolutely. He's like, how? He's like, because they were like my favorite when I was a kid. You know, they were my childhood. Like that was the statement he made, and I'm like, bro. But it made me think of that. So let's talk about SmackDown, then we'll talk about the card, and then I got some news bits from this week.
I have Raw card. Do you just want me to run that too? All right. I just want to make sure. I didn't know if you had it up. I just wanted to make sure. So we had Cena come out and he addressed, the pants ripping, and he right.
He was addressing a hometown crowd too.
Yeah, and
it was a hometown crowd.
Also, after this, he'll be at WrestlePalooza, right? And then after that, there's only 5 more days, right? Because there was 6. There was 6 left. Wasn't there 6 left after?
He said 5 more after tonight, right?
Is that what he said? Oh, is that what he said?
I took it as after WrestlePalooza there would be only 4 more.
4, Jesus.
And I could be wrong. So that's
but that's crazy.
We'll talk about this. We'll talk about this after.
Okay.
Because Logan brought something up to me, and he was trying to guesstimate what the last ones will be. One of them has to be Survivor Series, so that's off. He already did his last SmackDown. Did he say this was his last Raw? He didn't say that, right?
No, he didn't. I think his last appearance might be. I don't know. I don't know.
As you run through Raw,
I'm not going to try and go.
As you run through Raw, I'm going to pull up the schedule for the rest of the year.
The schedule, okay. We had Valkyria versus Perez. Not only did Valkyria win, but Bayley came out and seemed like she heard the whole voices thing, and then she started hugging everybody. So I actually think what this is we're going to get a Bayley that snaps on people and a Bayley that hugs everybody. You're never going to know which is which.
I think they're going for like kind of like how Alexa when she started going crazy.
Right. We had Penta versus Kofi Kingston, in which Penta was victorious. Then we had all the big rigmarole with CM Punk, AJ Lee, Seth Rollins, and Becky Lynch, which we're going to get into more later. We had an absolutely ridiculous bout of Dragon Lee versus not 1, not 2, but 3 El Grande Americanos. Todd is right. This is starting to get absolutely ridiculous.
I'm over it. It was awesome at first.
It was funny at first. Now they went. It's too with it. They went too far. Valkyria versus Sane. Where Valkyria won. We're gonna get into more stuff about her when we talk about that. Then we had LA Knight and Jimmy Uso versus Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, in which the Breakers went up. And Jey Uso came out to help his brother. LA Knight had the chair. Looked like he was going to hit him. He put the chair down, shook Jay's hand, and then he gave him a BFT. And again, we're going to talk more about Jay when we talk about WrestlePalooza. So whenever you're ready, we'll get into stuff like that.
All right. Do you have the WrestlePalooza card up? You want me to grab it?
I do have the WrestlePalooza card up.
So why don't you do? So you finish up with the WrestlePalooza. We'll talk about that. I do want to bring up before we move on the AJ Lee promo with Seth.
Okay.
Todd Todd asked me to bring up a very specific line that she brought up, and it had to do with she made reference to, and I believe was that how she was a Puerto Rican from New Jersey, and she might shank a bitch, and how close Seth was to breaking at that moment in time.
Right.
It was awesome. It was great. So now run through. Let's run through this card here.
Okay. So then we're gonna have the Usos versus Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. I personally think Bronson and Breaker are going to not only win, but Jay is going to super kick the hell out of Jimmy and turn heel. I think we're getting heel turn. I think we're getting heel turn Jay.
So what I surmise is going to happen, it's not going to be full heel Jay. What is going to happen is somehow Seth comes out to get involved. And when he does, LA Knight comes out to help once again. And this time, LA Knight hits Jay, costs them the match. And it's gonna be just how Jay fucking super kicked them. Like it's going to be this back and forth, and I think we will see LA Knight turn heel.
Really? See, I not that that's not out of the realm of possibility. I just don't think it holds as much weight as Jay turning.
I 100% agree, but I think they have longer term, bigger picture, and that'll go into what I talk about in a minute. I'll touch upon that, but I don't think we get full heel Jay at this point. I think they're trying to swerve us with making us think. What the fuck? I can react to things now.
Yeah, there's stuff in there.
I never even noticed it before.
Yeah, it's there.
Huh, cool. Oh, that's kind of weird. Anyway, I think it's a swerve. I think they don't want us to think LA Knight's going to be the one to turn heel, and I think that he's been like plot. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if LA Knight ended up being a member of the fucking Vision. Like,
oh, actually, that might be better for him. To be honest, he'd probably get more wins.
Like, look at Bronson Reed. Like Bronson Reed, I could have cared less about this. He kind of looked like they took the Big Show and they smushed him down. And
right.
And now he's Australian. Like,
yeah, and you had no idea until they talked.
Now he's from Australia, guys. Figure that one out.
We had so then we have Punk and Lee versus Rollins and Lynch. This is obviously, without a shadow of a doubt, going to be the most fun match of the night. Like, this is going to be the crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to see, standoffs. We're going to see Becky standing there with Seth, where she's going to slap him. And then we're going to see AJ there, the vice versa. They'll be standing there slapping each other's husbands. It's going to be hilarious. It's going to be a lot of fun. And hands down, Punk and Lee are obviously going to go over. There's no way that they don't.
I think it's smart having AJ's return for the first time in 10 years be a mixed tag. So it's not like she's not going to be able to, like, all right, I don't know if I got the ring rust, but.
Right. Yeah. Then we have Io Sky versus Stephanie McCare for the Women's Championship.
TV timeout. We have a certain brother who likes to do a certain foot movement.
Would that be stomping?
Yes, that's very, very good. What up, Stomper?
We'll talk about him in a few minutes before the end of the show.
Oh, shit.
I think Vakir's going to go up. I think she's going to.
Yeah, I do.
I think it's her time.
I agree.
For the women's championship. Io's had a lot. Io's a great champion. I just think it's time for a fresh face to have it. Again, so we'll see.
I'll be honest with you. I could have cared less about Io, and I love Io now. Like, Io didn't do anything for me until she was champ, and then I actually got a chance to really enjoy her and everything.
Yeah, see, when in NXT, I thought she was fantastic, and then when it was her, when she was part of the team, was it Damage Control?
Yes.
Yeah, that like that. I was a little like, I'm not huge on this. I feel like they just kind of threw her in there, and then obviously now it's back to. Obviously, it's not her fault. She put in the same amount of work, but we got Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the Undisputed Championship. Cody's still going over, obviously. Was it?
That's how I'm just gonna respond to everything from now on.
Was he filming Street Fighter? Is that why he was gone for? Oh no, they had another kid, right? Yeah. All right, fine. Yeah, let's go with it. I like it. And then Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Now here, I don't know. What is Cena? This doesn't help.
I can't wait to hear the audio version of this. All you hear is me clicking.
Yeah, all it sounds to me like is a clicking.
This has the opportunity to be awesome. And like, so I actually had this conversation earlier. I don't know if it was with you or Todd. I think it was you.
Maybe Todd.
I don't think Brock's here for long term. I think Brock's really just back for this Cena match. Like, there's been because there's been no real like seeds laid for anybody else. Like, it's just kind of been, this is what it is. I don't see the logic of putting Braun back into the top echelon, especially with everything. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
No,
I think I honestly think Cena was kind of like, I want to wrestle Brock again. Like, we had a great thing.
Yeah.
In 20 years, let's do it again one last time. And that actually ties into, so I'm looking at WWE's schedule for the rest of the year. All right. We have our weekly Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown. We know he's not going to be at SmackDown anymore.
Right.
So if there's 5, then that gives him 3 Raws, Crown Jewel, and Survivor Series. If it's 4, it's Crown Jewel, Survivor Series, and 2 more Raws.
Maybe he doesn't do Crown Jewel?
Do you know how much money they paid WWE to like hold the show there? John Cena, his second to last PL.
Yeah.
You think he's not going to be at Crown Jewel? Get the fuck out of here and you quit the show right now if that's your wrestling logic right there.
I don't know. I just, you know what I mean? Like, for everything, it's because he is even treating so much of this like he's got to give it to the fans. It's everybody that's not that there's not wrestling fans everywhere in the whole world for him.
Wrestle at, so here's something I'm thinking. This is coming in my minosphere right now. And what if Survivor Series, he wins the championship again to have 18 and then relinquishes it, and Rumble this year is for the fucking belt.
That would be awesome, and I would be down for that. However, what are the odds that on Raw, what's his name? Mysterio comes out talking all the shit, and then Cena comes out and takes the IC title from him and finally becomes a Grand Slam champ.
That'd be dope. That would be dope. Like, he deserves that. I just don't see how that.
Because I can't believe that somebody who is the unseen 17 is also not a Grand Slam. AJ Styles is a Grand Slam champ in WWE.
Unseen 17, is that what you just called him?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I don't know. I have some news. I have, let's see, 5 topics of discussion. Okay, the first one, WWE announced this week WrestleMania 43 2027 will be held in Saudi Arabia.
Dude, the no pun intended backlash on this has been insane, dude. Like,
this deal's worth $100 million. And Royal Rumble is also headed to the same place for this year. The thing that sucks for me, and it's a very third world problem thing, is that it's going to be harder for me to check these off my bucket list now if 1 year they're in Saudi Arabia.
It's first world problem. yeah, it's gonna be way hard. Yeah, like how like you and I both have the same thing. Like, we're trying to get to a Rumble, and without having to go to, it's Rumble? Expensive enough. It's expensive enough to have to go if it's anywhere within the New England-ish area.
I'm seriously considering Vegas this year just to get Mania out of the way. I've got SummerSlam. That's the only
right. I'd like to go to SummerSlam, but holy crap! Also, I mean,
well, now
it's Rumble is the big thing. Yeah, you know.
And so my first 3 were actually Mania, Rumble, and the fan backlash. But then the King had another medical issue. He had to cancel a public appearance. I don't know. It might be another stroke, dude.
Yeah, I think they said he had another stroke. That's just wild.
That was one of the things they discussed. Let's talk about Andrade
failing a wellness test, right? Or
I'm wondering what he popped positive for. Like, so if he really got fired because of this, whatever, you know, you're not supposed to do it, but I think it's dumb. Now, if he was juicing or using anything harder,
it's
okay, get him gone.
Gotta be juicing, right? I mean, didn't Reigns pop positive for weed at one point? But it was like,
and he was
dude's got cancer.
But like, Roman was also the top guy. Andrade is a guy who's been cut loose and brought back how many times? And he's not married to Charlotte anymore. So
yeah.
But the thing that sucks about that is because that takes away somebody who I would love to have been messing around with the Lucha Bros, because like you know they're gonna do that reunion,
right?
Like, they can't not, like, it's there. You got to put them together at some point,
right?
But that's what I got for this week.
Yeah. So over the weekend, UWE had their tapings again, starting those back up. So
they're in a new spot, right?
Same building, different spot in the building. They share a larger space with a Taekwondo school that is also here, so it's pretty cool. It's like we're on the other half of their entire space. The wrestlers showed up. They showed out, man. The wrestlers were unbelievable. They came in. They got everything ready. I can't speak highly enough of every single wrestler that walked through that door. The students, the the people who aren't students and showed up to wrestle, every single person, and you'll see them because they're all there through the tapings. I can't give enough praise to these guys. I can't wait for everybody to see what we're working on there. So obviously more stuff will be coming out here as things are going along.
So does that lead us into what you had to say about Scott Stomper?
Well, he was one of the people I'm talking about, showing up and showing out. Scott Stomper was there along with his cousin.
I say
I'm not sure which.
We'll call them Bruzins.
Bruzins, yeah. I'm not sure which. But either way, they're doing great. So
I love the 180 that you've turned on Scott Stomper when he was a snot-nosed little brat looking for an internship, and then we had to kick him to the fucking curb. And now look at him. Our guidance, our mentorship, and us giving him that tough love to kick him out the door in the middle of a snowstorm. And he sat on the corner in the middle of Utica, not knowing what to do. We gave him the motivation. We gave him the inspiration to follow his dreams.
It's the best thing we could have done. Best thing that happened to him was us kicking him out.
Yeah. So Scotty, when you hold that WWE Undisputed Championship belt over your head, just do a little shout out to WFR. Maybe get some green spray paint it on the belt, a little NWO style there. Whatever you want to do. Honestly, a check. Send us a check. We won't turn it down. We won't turn it down. I promise you.
All right, buddy. That's it. I'm good.
All right.
You'll see us back here next week.
Monday, we'll have Todd and Joe Morning Show. Tuesday, us, and Garrett will be pushing shit out. I'll be pushing shit out, and we'll also be giving you guys shows.
Yeah. yeah. New show coming too, so keep your eye out for that, for some more nerdy stuff on the Niche Nerd Network.
Yeah, Garrett's going to cosplay with his boyfriend, and they're going to show you guys some cool moves.
It's hetero life mate is what we call it.
It's interspecies erotica.
All right. We'll catch everyone next time.